Hey, I wanted to talk to you a minute today about the gig economy. What is the gig economy? It's basically the side hustle, side income economy that's become so popular today and age. I hope you're still listening to this ad because it's really important for me. I was in the network marketing industry for over 13 years and I had an incredible experience. I learned a ton of things, but there were many things about the industry of network marketing that I really didn't love. One of which was the overinflated products. Number two was the fact that I had to build a team or balance those things that we would call legs, the whole pyramid thing. I really was done with that. About a year ago, I was introduced to a social retail company. Social retail simply means that we are using our social media platforms, which are free, by the way, to promote products and services that we love. The affiliate marketing is booming. Not even going to lie. It's an incredible place to be in. And I am speaking to the woman who's in her 30s or maybe in her 40s, and she'd like to create that extra income. She'd like to create income on her own time. And she'd like to do it in a company that isn't all about the hype, that has some real products that she can get behind, and would work with somebody who wants to teach her how to do that. If that's you, then I would really love it if you would reach out to me. Feel free to comment below or leave me an email. Scan the code. I'm sure there's a code somewhere if you're watching on my YouTube channel, but I would love to get in touch with you. And this is why. The company that I'm with, modere.com or modere.ca, depending on where you're at, check out shiftingretail.com. So that's shiftingretail.com. I want you specifically to go check out the values of this company and what their mission is. That was really important for me. I got flown down to the corporate offices and I had a chance to meet with the corporate crew and meet with the visionaries that are really driving the company forward. And what I discovered is this. The first thing they said to me was, Candice, when people come here from a network marketing company, they start making money. Now, disclaimer, this is work. This is going to take work. This is going to take energy, effort, time, and skill. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Those don't exist, at least not ones that I would like to put my name behind. However, this company pays us 10 to 36% on commissions of whatever we've moved within our business. And we get paid daily. We get paid up to twice daily. Biggest, coolest thing about this, if I move product, I get paid on the product, period. No balancing legs, no having to do any of that stuff. If product moves because of a referral that I did, whether it was through my social media, through a swipe up influencer, or a person-to-person conversation, doesn't matter. I'm going to get paid on it. And for me, being paid on the work and the effort that I do is important. So if this is something that's intriguing to you, I invite you to head over to shiftingretail.com or head over to Smiley, that's CSMILEY.shiftingretail.com, and you'll be able to join my team directly. If you've got some more questions, please comment below or find a way to contact me and get in touch, because I would love to share with you how we're building this and how affiliate marketing is the place for you to be. And trust me, once I show you how to do it with this company, I will show you the many companies, brick and mortar stores, you name it, sole proprietors, entrepreneurs who have an affiliate-based idea. And once you can do it with one company, you can do it with any of them. So I'm excited to teach you that. In fact, so excited, we're going to give you 120 days of done-for-you posts or text that will help you so that you don't have to worry about what to post or when to post or how to post it. We're going to give all of that to you. You just got to show up with drive, determination, and some cash flow to get you started. $39.99 gets you your affiliate link and code and gets ready to start. Maybe you want to try some product too. It's awesome. But up to 2 customer orders actually qualifies you for commission. So you don't even have to place an order, provided you've got customer orders that are moving in your business. Brand new customer orders qualify you for commissions every month. Super cool. Definitely an opportunity for somebody who wants to come in, put some effort in, and work with integrity, work with honesty, but really begin to use the social media time that right now is really just wasted time and turn that into cash flow. Awesome. Hope you have a wonderful day and keep enjoying our show. All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of the Create the Ripple podcast. I am your host, Candice Smiley. It's the new year. Welcome to 2022. I don't think I'm the only one who's really hoping that 2022 is significantly different than 2021 and 2020. Certainly, it's been a time of incredible change. And I know that for many of you, my listeners, it's been some ups and some downs, eh? Anyway, today I wanted to talk about, well, as you know, we always talk about trusting the niggle and telling the truth. And sometimes, it's about telling the truth, and sometimes it's about trusting the niggle. And of course, if you're new listening to my podcast, welcome. And what I mean by the word niggle is a niggle is such an annoying feeling. Sometimes it's a sensation you feel in your body, but it's basically your very clear indicator from your higher self or your soul or whatever you want to call it that says you need to be doing or saying something different than you are right now. It's usually a pretty good warning. If you have looked at my story at all, which of course you can find on my website, you will see that I made a couple of doozy of decisions in my life. And all of that was because I wasn't listening to the niggle. So something went off inside of me that said, this is not the right thing for you. He's bad news. Don't make that business deal. You name it. And I ignored it. And I think that's a pretty common experience, especially for women, but certainly for people. And the telling the truth part, when I started telling myself the truth about my life, when I got honest with myself about how dumb some of my decisions were, when I was honest that, he didn't love me, didn't support me, when I started questioning my own self, right? When I realized that some people were gaslighting me, and manipulation, which comes in all forms, to be honest, that was a really big deal. And to be honest, when I was finally honest with myself that I am my own worst enemy, and I don't always do a good job of taking care of myself, that's when my life really started to shift in a different direction. So, most of you who have listened to the podcast know I talk about that. I'll be talking a lot more about that in 2022. However, I wanted to talk today. I know everybody and their dog is going to be doing a podcast about goals, whether it's SMART goals, whether you believe in SMART goals. And for those of you who have never heard of the word SMART goals, it just means those are goals that are specific, they're measurable, you can be accountable to them. They have a timeline to them, right? There's a whole system to setting a goal. And I think those are important on one level, because if I've looked at my life, when I have taken the time to do my vision board, do my vision, my goals, whatever you want to call it. And if you are somebody who's looking for a different way to do your vision board, you can head over to my website, which is CandiceSmiley.com. There'll be, of course, a link in the show notes. I've actually written a very short, very simple how to do a vision board that's different than this traditional take on the vision board with the cutout clip art images. Not that I think those are bad, but for me, those kind of vision boards were surface level and they were not delivering the kind of results I wanted. And I kind of go through that in the book. I mean, I was cutting out pictures of houses that I never really expected to have. I was cutting out jewelry that I never really expected to have a place to wear. And I realized, it wasn't really my body in the picture and this sort of thing. And so for me, it felt very surface level. And it was the year that I did a really big deep dive on what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go and who I wanted to be and what do I want to accomplish that I had the biggest impact. So I've actually shared that system, that thought process with you. And the book is called A Little Simple How To, or a Simple Little How To book, a vision board book for big dreamers. Now, of course, there will be a link in the show notes for you to check that out and pick it up. It's only $8 Canadian, $5 for the Kindle version. So, I'm trying to make it really accessible to people because I get a lot of questions about, how did you accomplish this? How did you continue to accomplish it? How did you move past $350,000 worth of debt? And so I've put all of that in there. So I'm not going to go into that today, but I wanted to talk about self-worth. And these are buzzwords. And I was like, is there a different word that I can be using instead of self-worth or something that's overdone? I don't want the buzzwords for you. You don't want them either, I know. But you don't need another goal. You don't need another vision board. You don't need another coach or mentor or how to plan. You just need to believe in yourself. You need to get some self-worth, sister. And this was something I was thinking about today from a couple of different angles. So bear with me as I sort of, talk out my thoughts with you online today. So when we don't have self-worth, right? We set goals that we don't really believe in, that aren't really aligned with our purpose and our mission, which can be as simple as I want to be the best mom possible, or I want to be the best human possible. I want to live more in my own truth, speak my own mind. And again, that's, why I would encourage you to get the book so you can really figure out what you want. But if we don't have a sense of self-worth, so if we don't put ourselves first, if we're not willing to know where we need boundaries and set great boundaries, if we're not honest with ourselves about who we are and where our strengths are and our weaknesses are, then I think we have a tendency to just go with the flow. And going with the flow can be a really good thing. Let's be honest. We want to live in the flow, especially if we're living in our feminine. It's all about the flow. It's all about accepting and being in the moment. And really, the moment is where we only have any kind of power. That's one of my words, by the way, for the year is presence. I've had the word gratitude on my board for a while, but presence, I think, is something I'm really going to embrace this year. And here's why. If I'm in the moment and I'm really present with either the person I'm with or the thing that I'm doing, I'm able to bring my very best to that moment, which means, well, and I mean, if anybody's followed me for any amount of time or knows me in any significant way, you know that one of my number one challenges to actually getting my own goals and living the life that I really believe I'm capable of is actually my ability to be distracted. I am hella distracted actually on the regular because I have an interest in so many different things. I love to be involved in great ideas, concepts, and plans. And it's really easy for me to see the new sparkly, beautiful, exciting thing and get distracted by that rather than staying the course on my goals. Because let's be honest, most of life and getting to your goals is relatively boring and not very interesting or very exciting. We look at these overnight successes and we say, oh, your life is so exciting. And we miss all of the years, all of the late nights and the early mornings. I mean, this is stuff you all know in your minds and in your hearts. But how do we get past that? And I was thinking about this and sort of boiling it down in my own mind that it wasn't really until I took the time to fall in love with myself. And I don't mean that in the woo-woo sense. I mean, like, I really like myself. Do you really like yourself? Are you starting off 2022 loving yourself, whether you've got an extra 10 or 20 pounds to lose? I talked about this in one of my latest blog posts, which you can find on my website, which talks about, can I embrace the fullness of myself? Because obviously, if you're listening to this in real time, I have an 8-week-old baby boy. He's beautiful. He's wonderful. However, my body shape is currently about 20 pounds heavier than I feel my best at. And so I've been looking at myself, knowing I will release those pounds, get back to a shape that I love, which won't be my post-baby body. Like, let's really cancel snapback culture. I don't know why that was so hard to say. Cancel snapback culture here, people. But I do want to get back in a shape that I love. But in this moment, can I embrace the fullness of myself? And from that place, I was thinking about, can I embrace the fullness of myself? Because there was a time when I would have shown up a lot more often to you guys with less guests and more me sharing my vision, my ideas, my thoughts, my ramblings with you as my listeners. Except I got my teeth kicked in. Life kind of handed me a couple of doozies. I made some really dumb choices. So I take total responsibility and accountability for who I am and where I am today, and some radical acceptance. But it really wasn't until I came to that place of radical forgiveness of anything in situations myself that I'd gotten myself there, moved to a place of acceptance. It is what it is. And now here I am. So I could move into solution to begin to create the life I want. I mean, if we're living in stress, we can't access all of our faculties. We can't be functioning at our best. And so that kind of goes back to that whole present moment. It goes back to knowing my self-worth, because then all of a sudden I felt like I was in love with myself. I'm actually kind of loving that I have this little extra mummy tummy, to be completely honest, because it's a foreign experience. It's different for me. I was looking in the mirror and I'm like, goodness gracious, girl, you have got some hips right now. And I was really happy that was kind of what I was thinking, because I was smiling about it. I'm also thinking it'd be really great to get back into those pair of mom jeans that I really love. I got this pair of mom jeans, girls, and I cannot wait to get back into them. And at the same level, if I never get back into them, I'm sure I will find something in the stores or in my thrift store lifestyle that'll make me feel just as happy and confident. And that went right back to this whole self-worth thing. Like, I love me. And I love that I'm stepping into 2022 with this whole energy of, I'm in acceptance of where I am. Certainly there's some things I'm working through, like the rest of us are. But I don't really think that what we need necessarily is another goal setting session. you're not where you want to be, and I'm not where I want to be, because we just don't really believe or think that we can be, or we haven't come to the place where we believe it. I mean, one of my favorite books is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I'll have a link to that in the comments, of course. And one of the things that they talk about is, you don't have, because you haven't convinced your subconscious mind that you deserve that. And that again goes back to this whole self-worth thing. Like, what do I believe that I'm worth? And if you really believe in your self-worth, like even right, whether it's working out, for me, I'm not thinking about necessarily fitting into the jeans, although I know I'll get there, but I've been thinking about the why, how good I'm going to feel when I'm there, how much I can't wait to go backcountry camping this summer and take, the new baby boy with us. And my daughter has just, fallen in love with backcountry camping. And so I'm stoked to go and do those things. I think about the goals and the things I'd love to accomplish. And I know I'm going to need to be in a great physical shape so I have energy, so I can sleep better. You guys know all this. So do you need another vision board class? Do you need another system to make your goals? Maybe you're not organizing them well enough. I know I have okay, truth moment here. Here's me telling you the truth. I have not been setting goals the way I did years ago. I've had a tough few years. Who hasn't? And I kind of got lazy. I have had success. I'm proud of where I am. But it's been a long time since I put like numbers and dates and timelines on my goals. And I've been really thinking about that and how awful it made me feel about myself, that I wasn't really doing what I know I could do. And I was playing small. Because I had a fear of success. I was afraid to be known, because sometimes people know a version of you that doesn't exist anymore. And then, you start to become, and they say, well, I knew her when. Well, you know what? We're all allowed to change. We're all allowed to shift. And let me remind you that you should be growing, and I don't want to shit on you, but you could be growing, and you could be reaching for more, and you could be becoming a different version of yourself. My goodness, I hope we are. I hope that we can give each other the opportunity to become all that we might and could be, and accept that version as it comes to us. Maybe you're like me. You're not going to trust everybody at the same level until they've proven themselves, if they, have made some mistakes in the past. But let's be honest. A lot of people come from a space, maybe even it's you I'm talking to, that you didn't love who you were. And my goodness, I mean, thank goodness we're not who we were when we were 10 or when we were 16 or when we were 21. Thank goodness we're growing into better and bigger people all the time. But how much of you not actually getting your goals or your resolutions or whatever you want to call them every year is because you don't really love you? And I think that self-love thing might actually be, I think it's why I'm doing it, right? I kind of had a tough few times. I had lost some faith in myself. I had lost some belief and love in myself. And so since reconnecting powerfully with myself, I've realized it's time for me to believe in myself and make a bet on myself and say, well, if I really love myself, then I would be going after this life that I want, right? If I really loved myself and my self-worth was top notch, then I would be betting on myself every single day, every single time, allowing myself, some grace. I mean, I'm a mom of 2 now, right? I've got the way I set goals and chase goals is very different now at, 37, almost 38 than it was when I was 24. And I'm really acknowledging that. And, how might my life be different? How might 2022 be different if I didn't focus necessarily on the system to write some goals? Although, I know I have a great system to write down my goals and visualize them and set myself up for success in that way. But more than that, what if this year, because I love myself and I believe in myself, and my self-worth is where, do you know what I'm saying? You following me along here? Anyway, thanks for following along with my rambling. I wanted to share that with you because I really do think that what the world doesn't need is another vision board, plan or a book, even as I, recommend you go get mine. You don't need another system. Although having a system to organize your thoughts, your goals, and your dreams is probably a really good thing. And I'm really grateful that I have one, because I feel like I have the tools to say, these are my goals for this year. And not only do I have the system to organize my goals and the plan to get it done, and, I'm set to do that, I also feel like I'm able to marry that skill set and toolkit with this self-worth and belief and self-love that I've got for myself this year. I mean, ladies, look back on your life and see how far you've come and stand in that for a minute and give yourself a pat on the back. I mean, when was the last time you just wrote down what your wins were for the week? We're always looking at the challenges. Well, maybe that's just me, but we're always looking at the challenges. But what are the wins that you can really lean on? Whether it's just surviving 2021 or surviving 2020, whatever that is, maybe this is your year. Maybe you can combine the skill set of setting great goals and knowing how to map them out. I think that's another reason why people don't get their goals. And I talk about that in the book, not to, digress to the book again, but I've been thinking a lot about this, right? It wasn't that I didn't know how to take my goal and then break it down in a way that turned it into, a monthly goal. So the big yearly goal or 3-year goal, turn it into a yearly goal, turn it into a monthly goal, turn it into, daily action steps. That's a whole process in itself, right? And again, I knew that and know that and had a lot of fun reminding myself about what I know as I was writing this book. And then realizing, we need less of that, or we need that and the combination of also the self-love and believing we're worth it. So I digress. From me to you, you are definitely worth it. Thank you so much for listening. We have an exciting year in Create the Ripple podcast. I cannot wait to share it with you. So with that, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Are you looking for a simple, easy weight management solution? I thought you might be. I know I was. I also wasn't interested in something with a ton of gimmick without any science behind it, which I know a ton of companies have. The company I'm about to share with you actually has 12 of their own clinical studies. And for me, with my science-based background, I needed to know that. I also needed to know the product worked. And so I was introduced to the group that had 125,000 members in it, all supporting amazing stories of weight management, weight loss, hair regrowth. Oh my gosh. Not surprising though, considering the product itself has won numerous awards in and out of the nutraceutical industry, which I think is pretty incredible. Pretty exciting as well is the fact that it's made with their patented technology, 7 international patents on the collagen in this product, made entirely from chicken sternum. Chicken sternum, why? Because it most closely mimics the collagen that our own bodies create. Now, I'm a 36-plus-year-old woman, and so making sure that I'm maintaining and taking care of and trying to reverse the clock so I can age gracefully is super important to me. Making sure I'm taking products that are safe, making sure I'm taking products that are approved, and making sure I'm taking products that I would be happy to share because there's integrity at the top. So this company is a values-based company, which I absolutely love. Not only do I love that, but I love the flavors. This is mango. Mango's my favorite. This is from the Modera company, which you've heard me talk about before. 1 simple spoonful a day. In the morning, I can add it to my coffee if I feel like it. I don't add the mango, I add the vanilla to my coffee, but I can add a simple spoonful to my day. It tastes awesome. It tastes amazing. And it's helping my body to maintain the figure that I've worked to get to. Why not? Now, if you're looking for some weight management, this is going to help curb appetite. It's going to help your body to function as best. And we know that when you do something like that and you make wiser choices, your body says thank you. This is part of an entire system called the Lean Body System. I will make sure to post information for that below, or you're welcome to scan the QR code, which I know is going to be somewhere in the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. If not, head over to modere.ca. That's M-O-D-E-R-E, modere.ca, or modere.com, and use code 5579027. Again, 5579027 to save $10 on your next order, regardless of what you put in your cart. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of the listen.